Today on Public Eye News, the DNR gives its weekly fishing report for Michigan. And more information is coming out about the woman who opened fire at YouTube headquarters in California.
Elijah Clordy has our forecast as we head into a chilly spring weekend, and Kayla Bridell has an update on Villanova's championship celebration. Hi, I'm Mason Wallace.
And I'm Brianna McLean, and this is Public Eye News. The Marquette YMCA will celebrate the start of construction on the new youth center next week. The community is invited to join the Y on Tuesday, April 10th at 10 a.m. The Rotary Club of Marquette, Michigan Masonic Charitable Foundation, and other donors have helped the YMCA raise 100% of the funds necessary for the construction of the new youth center. The youth center will house the before and after school program, snow days, summer day camp, birthday parties, and be a space for 11 to 17-year-olds at night and on the weekends. Counterfeit cash has been showing up in Delta County recently, according to the Delta County Sheriff Department. Government statistics show that more than $200 million of counterfeit cash is in circulation at this very moment. Detective Lieutenant Dan Johnson, who works for the Delta County Sheriff Department, said, quote, "Recently we've received an increased number of those reports, so we just want to make people aware that we are seeing more counterfeit money in the area and to watch out for it, and if they do receive some counterfeit money, to make us aware of it," end quote. If you find yourself in possession of counterfeit money, contact local authorities.
An armed robbery/home invasion was reported by the Iron Mountain Police Department Wednesday morning. The incident occurred at 10:16 a.m. on the west side of town as multiple men entered a residence posing as DEA agents, and one had a handgun. The residence is considered to be a marijuana grow, and both processed and unprocessed marijuana was stolen. If you have any information regarding this incident, please contact the Iron Mountain Police Department. And the largest aircraft in the world landed at Sawyer International Airport on April 4th. More than 50 people braved the cold weather to welcome the Russian crew as the Antonov 124 landed. The aircraft measures in at 226 feet long with a wingspan of 240 feet and was intended to pick up a Korean helicopter that has been used for ice testing. People from all over the UP as well as Lansing and some parts of Wisconsin came to see the landing, and the aircraft will take off tonight at midnight.
The Michigan Department of Natural Resources has released their weekly fishing report for the Upper Peninsula. In Keweenaw Bay, fishing was still slow unless you are looking for smell, as the fishing off Sand Point was great in 30 to 100 feet. In Marquette, the bubblers were ice-free, but there is still a lot of ice in and around the harbors, and it could blow back in any day. And in Munising, Coho, fishing was a bit slower, but some parties did manage to take a limit catch for the day, especially from Trout Bay and off Sand Point. And Governor Rick Snyder announced Wednesday that Dave Nyberg, director of Governor's Northern Michigan office, will be leaving state government to pursue an opportunity at Northern Michigan University. Snyder said, quote, "We have been lucky to call Dave a team member for the past 6 years. He has done a tremendous job representing the interests of Northern Lower Michigan and the Upper Peninsula in the executive office," end quote. The governor also announced that Mark Ponte of Iron Mountain will take Nyberg's place in that role. And after the break, we'll have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. This week on UTR, it's Detroit for a gargantuan guardian, an awesome Corktown eatery, and a city storyteller extraordinaire. We'll even show you an academy that's giving culinary kids a promising future and take you to a place where clay is helping shape lives. This isn't under the radar. You just gotta see.
Tonight at 9:30, Friday at 5, and Saturday at 10:30.
Welcome back. As deals are offered to any cooperators in the special counsel Robert Mueller Russian probe, speculation rises about incriminating information they're providing. As the former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort faces decades in prison for refusal to cooperate, couldn't send a message to others. The latest example was seen on Tuesday after lawyer Alex van der Zwaan was sentenced to only 30 days in prison for lying to the FBI. The multiple deals that have been made has renewed scrutiny in conservative legal circles. And President Trump signed a proclamation Wednesday directing National Guard troops to be deployed along the U.S. border with Mexico. The president said a drastic surge of illegal activity left him with no choice but to act. Angelica Alvarez has more details from the White House.
President Trump's decision to send National Guard troops to the U.S.-Mexico border has raised some questions.
This is a historically low time for illegal immigration, so it does seem a little strange that we would be sending Guard to the border at this particular time.
The president tweeted this morning, saying because of the Trump administration's actions, border crossings are at a still unacceptable 46-year low. Stop drugs. Border arrests this year are down nearly 13% compared to last year. But March saw a big spike with more than 37,000 arrests. Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen says the March numbers prompted the move.
We are at a crisis point. We'd like to stop it before the numbers get even bigger.
The White House says it's also working with the border state governors to figure out exactly how many soldiers will be deployed.
We're going to send as many troops as we need to get the mission done.
So no numbers.
No numbers.
Nielsen said the effort would be similar to a 2006 operation when President George W. Bush sent 6,000 troops to assist Border Patrol. In 2010, President Obama also sent National Guard members to the southern border. Once deployed, federal law prohibits U.S. military from acting as law enforcement. They can only act in a support capacity and cannot arrest illegal border crossers. Angelica Alvarez, CBS News, the White House.
The nation's chief doctor wants more Americans to start carrying the overdose antidote naloxone to help combat the nation's opioid crisis. Adams says he hopes those who are at risk will keep the antidote on hand and learn how to use it. According to federal data, more than 42,000 Americans suffered fatal opioid overdoses in 2016, more than double the number who died in 2010. Naloxone can restore a person's breathing after it is injected or sprayed in the nostrils, quickly bringing overdose victims back from near death. And we have a clearer picture of the events leading up to the shooting at YouTube's California headquarters, where a woman shot 3 people before killing herself. Police are defending how they handled warnings about the shooter. CBS News correspondent John Blackstone has more from the YouTube campus in San Bruno, California.
She was very calm, very cooperative.
When police say they found Nasim Ogden at around 1:40 a.m. on Tuesday, she was asleep in her car, about 25 miles south of YouTube's headquarters. After discovering the car's license plate matched that of a missing person, Mountain View Police Chief Max Bosell says officers contacted Ogden's family.
On the second conversation, we received information that she may be in this area because she had a dispute with YouTube.
Police say there was nothing to suggest that dispute would turn violent. Family members who asked not to be named spoke differently.
The parents warned police, be careful, maybe she's angry at YouTube, because she has this anger for 1 year.
As Ogden continued driving north, police say she stopped at a gun range before arriving at YouTube's campus. That's where officers say she walked through a parking garage and into a courtyard before opening fire with a 9mm handgun she purchased legally. What security is in place at YouTube, and did she have to get past any security to get to this courtyard?
So we know the area of the campus where she entered. We're still determining what security measures she had to navigate through to get to where she was at.
ATF agents in Southern California spent as much as 14 hours searching homes of Ogden's family members for evidence. Ogden's father spoke briefly to reporters.
I'm sorry, I can't believe it.
YouTube says it will be increasing security across all of its offices worldwide. The 2 women wounded in the shooting here have now been released from the hospital. The third victim, a 36-year-old man, remains in serious condition. John Blackstone, CBS News, San Bruno, California.
The animated Yellow Submarine is coming to theaters this summer. Announced on Tuesday, the movie starring the Beatles has its 50th anniversary and will be re-released in July. The film was directed by George Dunning in 1968 and features songs including Yellow Submarine, When I'm 64, and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And stay tuned, after the break we'll have your weather and sports.
Started a music revolution.
So I plug it in, I get it home, and I turn it up. It's like loud music.
It's audio testosterone.
The rhythm was dum 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 dum. Whatever the synthesizer could do.
It was like working on Frankenstein all day, all night.
3 episodes of Soundbreaking, back to back, starting tonight at 9.
Welcome back. I'm Elijah Clordy, and the time is approximately 10 after the hour. As we look at our NMU Skycam, the snow is melting a little bit, but it is a lot colder than it looks out There's a lot of clouds, and our current conditions, cloudy with a temperature of 33 degrees, winds west to northwest at 13 miles an hour with a barometric pressure of 30.02 inches and falling. And going into tonight, expect some more snow showers with a low of 22 degrees and winds south-southeast at 10 miles an hour. And tomorrow, expect some more snow with a high of 24 degrees and winds northwest at 10 miles an hour. Now taking a look across the UP, lots of clouds, a little bit of sun peeking out here and there. It is 33 degrees in Sault Ste. Marie. Manistee is 34 degrees, 32 degrees in Escanaba, and Menominee is 33 degrees. In the western half of the UP, 34 degrees in Iron Mountain, 32 in Ironwood. In Houghton, Michigan, it is 31 degrees, and in our hometown of Marquette, it is 33 degrees. Taking a look at the weekend. Saturday, expect a high of 27 degrees, a low of 12 degrees and cloudy. Sunday, expect a high of 33 degrees, a low of 21 degrees and partly cloudy. And Monday, expect a high of 31 degrees, a low of 19 degrees, and some snow showers. Well, we're not really looking for anything exciting in the weather forecast, but you got some exciting sports news, I hear.
Yep, definitely Villanova's celebrating after their win. The Villanova Wildcats spared no time in celebrating its win of the 2018 NCAA March Madness Tournament. In Philadelphia this morning, the Villanova men's basketball team marched down Market Street with pride and celebration. This comes only 3 days after their win over the University of Michigan Wolverines that ended in 79-62. The parade was a 5-block stretch from 20th and Market Streets to Dilworth Park and started at 11 a.m. this morning till it wrapped up around 12:20. Hundreds of Villanova students took to the trains to go to the celebration, where they had heard remarks from the city mayor, the Villanova president, and several other figures. Last night, Northern Michigan University hosted Concordia University St. Paul in the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference lacrosse contest. The NMU women's lacrosse team scored a total of 12 goals and were beaten out by Concordia, who ended up with 23 goals. Sophomore Grayson Ringlever led the Wildcats with 4 goals and tied for the team's lead with the 4 ground balls. The NMU women's lacrosse team is not doing so hot, and after last night's loss, they're looking at a 1-win, 2-7 losses record for the season. This is not the end for the team, and hopefully tomorrow's game against Indianapolis will mark a turning point in the season. With golf starting back up, the Masters currently running, there is sure to be some shots hitting the sand traps. However, yesterday, a fantastic shot turned sour after one golfer got too excited. On Wednesday, the par 3 competition of the Masters was in progress when 28-year-old Tony Finau had a great shot that ended in a hole-in-one. Tony, in celebration, started running down the fairway with his arms raised high, turned around and started running backwards. However, after several steps backwards, Tony had a misstep and popped his ankle out. He quickly went down to his knee and popped it back in. Tony could not play the other 2 holes and is now getting an MRI. We'll talk about crash and burn on the fairway there, and I hear you got something burning.
Yeah, Caleb, this story's pretty hot. The customer service of one pizza delivery man was on fire. Donato's pizza driver, Ralph Lettner, was working in Kentucky when he saw a mobile home on fire. He raced into the home and helped 2 people escape the blaze, citing his parents always told him to help people in need. And a trash truck smashed into multiple parked cars in Philadelphia after losing control. Area residents say they heard a loud boom at 3:30 a.m., causing them all to bolt out of bed. Most of the vehicles were destroyed, and the driver told the police there was a mechanical malfunction, and police are still investigating the incident. And that's all the time we have today on Public Eye News, but join us again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.